My name is Siti Aisyah binti Halim with matrix number 182923. I will analyze the question and find an equation to solve the problem. In this video, we will discuss about how to solve a complex related rate problem dealing with angles and trigonometry. So, we have a question here. Ali went to play soccer with his little brother at the park. As he went there, he played between two trees with different height, including 20 feet and 40 feet. While he was playing, he accidentally hit the ball towards one of the trees and has made the balls rolls from right to left at 4 feet per second. So what rate is theta changing when the soccer ball moves exactly between two trees when the total distance is 60 feet? Now we know that one tree which is 20 feet high and Ali is playing between these two trees, and another tree is 40 feet high, and then suddenly Ali hit the ball and the ball moves from left to right with 4 feet per second. So we need to find what is differentiation of theta when the total distance is 60. But the question also asks, what is the differentiation of theta when the ball is exactly between these two trees? Okay, so we should find the differentiation theta at this point when this side is 30 feet and this side is 30 feet. So this negative 4 feet per second is actually the dx over dt. Okay, now we have completed. I think the information is all enough to express theta. So the question asks, what is the rate of change of theta? So we need to express an equation to find theta. Okay, so we know that this is an angle and this is an angle that we can find. So we can just simply put this angle as theta 1 and this angle as theta 2. And we can express an equation of theta that is the total angle of a plane, that is 180 minus by the summation of theta 1 and theta 2. So we can get theta. Okay. Now we need to find d theta over dt. So I think this is so hard. I think it's seen as a complicated equation to differentiate. So we need to simplify to an easier equation to differentiate. So we expand the theta becomes 180 degree minus theta 1 and theta 2. Okay. So when we have simplified the equation, now we can easily differentiate term by term. So we can differentiate this equation implicitly by respect to t. Okay, so after we differentiate the equation, we can get d theta over dt is equal to negative d theta 1 over dt minus d theta 2 over dt.
My name is Aina Najeeha binti Shaffrik. My matrix number is 180208. In order for us to find the value of theta 1, so we use the formula of tangent theta 1 equals to opposite over adjacent. Of the opposite side is 20 and the adjacent is x. So we differentiate both sides. We get secant squared theta 1 times d theta 1 over dt equals to negative 20 over x squared times dx dt. And then we need to make the d theta 1 over dt as a subject. So we move the secant squared theta 1 to the right side and it becomes cos squared theta 1. So we get d theta 1 over dt equals to negative 20 over x squared times cos squared theta 1 times dx dt. We need to differentiate it with respect to x, and then we assume the value of x is 30 because we assume the location of theta is the midpoint between theta 1 and theta 2. So the total length is 60 feet. So 60 divided by 2, we get 30. So we substitute the 30 in x, so we get 900. And then we also substitute the value of dx dt, which has stated in the question, which is the value is -4. So we get -20 over 900 times cos squared theta 1 times -4. So we calculate, and the final answer is 4 over 45 times cos squared theta 1.
Hi, my name is Wardina binti Hisham. My metric number is 183778. I'm gonna explain on how we differentiate in order for us to find theta 2. Okay, so now I'm gonna explain how do we differentiate in order for us to find theta 2. So the first thing we need to do is tan theta 2 is equals to 40 over 60 minus x in order for us to make it tan x. So it's opposite over adjacent. So for the next step, secant squared theta 2 times d theta 2 over dt, this is where the we differentiate both sides, is equals to, when you differentiate 40, what you get is 0 times 60 minus x minus 40 -1 over 60 minus x to the power of 2. So when you differentiate, you make d theta 2 over dt as the subject. What you get is 40 over 60 minus 30 to the power of 2, because we assume that x is 30 as Aisyah had explained in the previous video, times cos squared theta 2 dx dt. We also know from the question that dx dt is -4. So when we insert the value, 60 minus 30 to the power of 2 is equals to 900. So 40 over 900 times cos to the power of 2 theta 2 times -4 is equals to 8 over 45 cos squared theta 2.
Hi, I'm Ajwa binti Shukari with metric number 180255, and I will show you the way how to get theta 1 and theta 2, and finally the final answer for the rate change of theta. Okay, based on the differentiation of theta 1, we still have the unknown term, which is cosine squared theta 1. Okay, firstly, we should find the theta 1 first. I'm using the trigonometry theorem, which are tangent theta 1 is equal to opposite over adjacent. And then, substitute the value of opposite and also the adjacent, which is 20 over 30. And then, I'm letting the theta 1 as a subject. So, theta 1 is equal to inverse of tangent 20 over 30. And then this term cosine squared theta 1, I will substitute the theta 1 here, which is this one, in the term, and then I will get the value which is 0.6923. So with this value we can get this. Next, to find theta 2, we are using the same step as before. So we are using the value of based on theta 2, which is 40 over 30, and then we will get the theta 2 is equal to inverse of tangent 40 over 30. And then we use the same procedure as before, and then we substitute the value of theta 2 here, and we will get the value of cosine squared theta 2 is equal to 0.36. And then with this value, we will get the final value of the differentiation of theta 2. Okay, for the final step, do you remember that Aisyah had came out with an equation before in the early video? So, we are using the equation that Aisyah had differentiated, and we are using this one to find the rate change of theta. And then, we only need to substitute the value, and we will get the answer, which is 0.0025 rate over second.